We get asked a million times a day, and I'm sure you see this too, from young or upstart content creators. Hey man, what gear do I need to buy to get it to look like X? You know, you can hand anybody a hammer. It's not going to make them an architect or a craftsman, a tradesman or a carpenter that's able to build a mansion for you. It's just not. That's all skill.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Metamer, where we speak with advertising, marketing, and communications industry pros about what they do best. Today, we're talking about cinematic marketing with Scott Conditt.
So Scott, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself for those who don't know who you are.
Oh yeah, my name is Scott Conditt, content creator based in Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised in Phoenix. Do a little bit of everything as most modern content creators kind of have to, but my specialties in that area are definitely writing, directing, and producing in that order.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a part of Offensive Marketing Group.
So at Offensive Marketing Group, we create really high impact, really high energy, stylistically action-based content. It has a cinematic quality, but a lot of it is sales driven. We think, what is a story we can tell about this product? How can we show it being used in a really cool way that excites people and gets them interested in getting involved with that product or service in a way that's meaningful to their life and their lifestyle? And sometimes we get a borderline produced little mini epic Hollywood production quality short films to help tell that story. We've done some of that recently with one of the brands is 511. We got to do kind of a sci-fi film that was kind of Godzilla, space monsters themed. We recently got to work with one of the world's premier action stunt teams. So we get to do that kind of high intensity action-based filmmaking, but with a high quality story as the backbone.
You're also the writer and director of Max Reload and the Nether Blaster, a feature film. Maybe you can tell us about what it was like to take on such a big project and what your biggest takeaways were from that experience.
It takes a lot to make an independent film. You don't have the budget that you would with the Hollywood studio. You don't have the support, maybe the gear, but they're not absolutely critical. You can still tell your story as long as you have a killer team. The writing process for Max Reload it probably took over the course of maybe 6 months by the time we were actually filming. The process was aided greatly because there was so much in the way of homage. We loved like The Goonies and The Last Starfighter and movies like that growing up in The Lost Boys. What you write on the page, you have to look at it objectively as a creative, not in terms of only what serves a story, but as a producer, what can you realistically pull off in a way that will look, you know, like we say, studio quality at the end of the day, even though it's an independent.
Are there big differences in creating a feature film versus creating marketing content, or are there a lot of ways that those two worlds overlap?
The greatest differences are the ability to be completely self-contained and nimble. You know, essentially looking at Offensive Marketing Group as we see it is a full-fledged microscopic version of a production or a film studio, right? We can literally conceive and achieve wild concepts and dreams and visions in a single day in this place, you know, asking, gosh, can we really pull this off? But usually when we ask that question, we say, screw it, we're gonna do it anyways, and it turns out pretty damn well.
What advice would you have for creators who want to achieve that same cinema quality work?
The best advice I would give someone who was looking to achieve the level of quality that we produce here together is find your tribe, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and find people who can enhance and help teach you. There is some truth to the fact that it takes a village to make cinema of a certain quality. You can be the baddest filmmaker in the world and know your stuff when it comes to writing scripts all the way through post-production and visual effects. But if it's just you making that film, you're never going to stack up to 50 different people in one department who are able to all collaborate on something together.
What's the most important aspects for organizations and brands to be thinking about when it comes to their marketing strategy?
It's really considering who you are as a brand is part of that. What is this product or service that you're offering people? If you tell that story in a compelling fashion that is relatable, where everyone's vying for their attention and it's a swipe after 2 seconds of being bored and they're on to the next thing, can you give them something, give them some story that's going to keep them there, keep them watching the message in full, get them to the end where there is a call to action where they can actually go and find out more about that service or product. I think that's it at the core, again, is what story are you trying to tell and how are we going to tell it most effectively?
If people want to work with you or just reach out, how can they get a hold of you?
All of our work is available to be seen, including some pretty in-depth behind the scenes on visual effects processes, our cinematography at offensivegroup.com. You can check it all out there and learn more about us and the team and what we do.
Thanks for watching another episode of Metameet. We hope you enjoyed it and found it valuable, and hopefully you'll tune in next time. In the meantime, like, subscribe, share, click links, reach out, all the things.